Hello everyone. So in this section we will gonna learn more about the sampling part in OpenTelemetry. So sampling is very important concept because it actually helps us balance the observability and the system's performance. If we talk about the real world system, especially if we talk about the large distributed systems, then it is not at all practical or even useful to collect every single trace, and so sampling help us decide which traces we should keep and which we can safely drop, so with, uh, without losing meaningful visibility into the system. So let's deep dive into this. We'll start with the agenda section. So here we will cover what is sampling. First we will understand that, then we will see why sampling is needed and when it makes sense to use it, and then we will also discuss when sampling should not be used. After that we will explore the types of sampling in OpenTelemetry, mainly the head based and the tail based sampling, and then we will compare them and wrap up with the key takeaway. So let's start with the first basic question is what is sampling? So sampling is about deciding which trace to keep and which trace to drop. So the main goal of sampling is to reduce the volume of telemetry data, especially traces, while still keeping the data useful and representative. Sampling is primarily applied to traces because traces can grow very large and expensive to store. So in simple words, sampling reduces the data volume, sampling improves system performance, sampling balances observability depth with cost and overhead. You don't need all traces to understand your system, you need the right trace. Then, but why we need sampling? So now let's understand why sampling is so important. Observability system generates huge volume of data, especially in high traffic system. Sorting every single trace is obviously costly, unnecessary, and hard to manage. So sampling helps us reduce the data volume without losing visibility. Unlike filtering or aggregation, sampling keeps the data statistically representative. Then, this means a small well-chosen sample can still reflect the overall behavior of the system. If we consider example, then imagine a system which is handling around 10,000 requests per second. If we try to trace every request, the observability system itself become a bottleneck. In such system, even 1% of sampling is often enough to understand performance and error. Right? So these are the reasons why we actually need sampling. Now, when we should do sampling, so there are some conditions or situation we can say that where we need to sample. So we'll get some of it. So sampling may make sense in certain situations. So first is traffic characteristics. So sampling is ideal when the traffic is very high, like 10,000 plus traces per second. Then requests are predictable and repetitive. When the requests are predictable and repetitive, the sampling is idle. Then if we are facing errors or latency which spikes clearly indicated problem, there also we need sampling. Then this is all about the traffic characteristics. So now let's check about the system capabilities where we need sampling. So sampling works well when you can define custom business rules. You can selectively keep or drop traces. You can distinguish between high traffic and low traffic services. Then the third one where sampling is needed is cost or storage constraints. So sampling is useful when observability budget is limited, storage costs need optimization, and unsampled data can be stored in cheaper storage. So this is very important because it explain why sampling is a smart engineering decision, so not just a good cost saving trick. Okay, so these are the reasons where we can say that when to use sample. Now there are some points also need to consider when we should not to sample. So let's consider that situations as well. So sampling should be avoided when you generate very low traces volume, you only analyze aggregated observability data, if regulation requires no data loss, and also if you cannot store unsampled data elsewhere. So these are the situation where it is not suitable, and we also need to consider cost and risk of sampling as well. So sampling also comes with trade-offs. So additional compute cost for sampling logic, then engineering efforts also needed to design and maintain the rules, and risk of missing important traces if sampling rules are poor. So, in some cases, simply increasing observability resource might be easier and cheaper than implementing the complex sampling. So, in that particular situation, we should avoid sampling. So these are the situation we need to consider. Now, we'll deep dive into the types of sampling. So there are basically two type of sampling. We first let's see the head-based sampling. So in head-based sampling, the sampling decision is made at the very start of the trace before the request is completed. So the decision is usually based on the trace ID and a fixed sampling rate like 10% or 1%. Now, the most common approach is deterministic or probability-based sampling. So, the request start, then sampling decision made, the trace is either kept or dropped. So this is how the trace head-based sampling works. So let's quickly see what are the advantages are there. So it's simple to understand, it's easy to configure, it very low overhead, efficient and fast, and can be applied early in the pipeline. So these are some advantages. Along with the advantages, there are some limitations. So the biggest limitation is that head-based sampling does not know the outcomes of the request. So so the important error traces or high latency traces can sometimes be missed. So this is the limitation. That's where the tail-based sampling comes in. So let's check with the another type of sampling, which is tail-based. So tail-based sampling works very differently. In tail-based sampling, the decision is made after the trace is complete. Okay, so you can see the difference. In head-based, it actually made at the start of the trace, and in trace base the decision is made after the trace is complete. Okay, now this means the system can look at the errors, the latency, span attributes, and service importance. Then what tail sampling can do, let's check that. Always keep error traces, sample based on overall latency, sample using span attributes like new service, applies different sampling rates for high and low volume services. Now yeah, so now let's check that Okay, so if we consider an example, then whenever the request completes, the tail-based sampling comes up, the entire trace is then analyzed and decision made on the basis that which trace to keep and which to drop. So because of this, tail-based sampling is much more intelligent. And now, if we talk about why tail-based is powerful, then it enables the rule-based decision. It keeps the most valuable traces and is essential for large complex systems. So, however, the tail-based sampling also has some limitations along with it. Downsides for tail-based is it more complex. It is more complex to configure. Then it requires stateful and resource-heavy components. It needs careful monitoring to avoid overload and also often tied to vendor-specific solutions. So if we see what are the best practices, so if we combined both these approaches, then the best approach is often a combination of these two. So use head-based sampling early to reduce the volume, and you can use the tail-based sampling later for intelligent decision. So you can use both these type of sampling in this way. It will be helpful for you, and that will be a best practice. So this protects the telemetry pipeline while still preserving important traces. Now, let's take the comparison between the two as we get a deep dive into the head-based and tail-based both. We just check out at a high level what are the comparison between them. So, head-based sampling is simple and fast, and tail-based sampling is smart and outcome aware. So, but the choice of these two is completely depend on what is the size of the system, what is this volume of the traffic, then what are the observability budget and the business requirements. Okay, so based on these some factors, based on the factors like system size, volume of the traffic, budget, and the what are the actual requirement of the business, based on these factors you can actually go for that type of sampling. Now the last part is let's summarize everything. What we have done in this section is sampling helps reduce observability cost without losing insights. Head-based sampling is simple, fast, and efficient. Tail-based sampling is intelligent and outcomes driven. Large systems often use both together. So there is no one size fits all strategy. Sampling decision should always depend upon the scale, the budget, the system complexity, and the observability goals. So this is all about in this section what the sampling is and what are the types of sampling. So if you have any comment, then please let us know, and please like, share, and subscribe.